we step into the next level. Timeless game, every day of the week. Could tell you how to level up your spirit and be success driven and mind strong. Get your finances right, get your grind on. You know there's power in the story. Tune in, this the valor of the true man. Success blueprint.
How's it going? We're back in this success blueprint. I'm Jaime Gallardo. This is Mike, the Man of Valor, and we're right back into Builder series. We spoke about kingdom. We're going to get right to it. This has been really good. Again, this is not a therapy session, but we're here learning. We're getting better. And again, we want you guys to put questions and we're going to pass on how we've dealt with life, and we already have some really good ideas for what's coming in the future, people that are going to be talking. And if you know us or want to know us and want to get into the YouTube channel with us, shoot us a DM. All right, we'll chat, and I think that'll be really cool. With that, Mike, how are you doing on this awesome week before we get to it?
Listen, it's really good, man. It's been a good week. I'm excited. We got some good things coming up tomorrow. Man, it's been one of those trying weeks. Not from anything crazy, just having an operating patience, right?
Operating patience.
Yeah, operating patience. Just things not moving the way I want them to. You know what I mean? Like this just, and I think we're all in the same space. Obviously, nobody ever goes as fast as they would like to go in most cases, especially when you got a big vision. You're like, well, let's get there fast. Let's go. Like, what are we waiting on? Take the brakes off. Mm-hmm. But knowing that I got this message that I'm in traffic. You know, when you're in traffic, you want to switch lanes to get to the faster lane. But the message said you're in traffic, stay in that lane. That's the fastest path. It's just traffic right now. And I'm like, okay, stay in the lane, boy. So that way. But yeah, other than that, man, life is good, bro. Life is good. Kids are doing well. Yeah, all is well. How about you, man?
I'm good. Same thing, right? Like, well, not the same thing. That's not true. I think that I'm dealing with other things, and I feel that it's funny because you know where I'm at. It feels like I'm going really fast, but I've been feeling scared. It's like, is this going to stay together? Is it going to fall apart? And it's like, kind of like this. And I could tell that that's the mindset game, right? You're just like, can you survive when it's going fast? Yeah. Right? Because when it starts going fast, you know, oftentimes people hit the brakes or people try to overcorrect. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Stay focused. Don't do that. So I'm like really, really thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Hit the gas, bro.
Exactly. That's been the big part. I'm trying to fix this light. But yeah, but it's got to keep going with the gas. And with that, we've been talking about multiplication and wow, this is really good. Right into it. So what is the difference for you in being faithful with a little and being comfortable with a little?
Really good question. I would say, as I think about it, I would say being faithful with a little means that I treat what I have right now like it matters, right? Yeah. Being comfortable with a little means I've stopped believing that there's even more possible, right? That's it. And if I had to put it in short words, like one is more so about being faithful with the little is about purpose and stewardship. Being comfortable with a little is more so about fear, complacency, and a lack of vision, right? Yeah. So those are the things that stand out for me the most when I hear that. It's like, man, am I stewarding what I have well, even if it's smaller than I want it to be? So that way, you know, so we're talking about kingdom. God knows he can trust me with more, right? Versus being comfortable. It's like, I don't even think nothing else is coming, so I'm just going to make this work. And then, whatever. As long as I'm good with where I'm at, I don't need nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my thought process on that.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel that people are often, and I think this is maybe a modern world, because I've been thinking, I heard something say that this is like a new concept, right? And I realized, is comfort a modern word, right? And a modern use, and we overuse it, right? Because looking back even 1,000 years, like who really had comfort?
Yeah, it was different.
Like, yeah, you're always hot, you're always cold, you're often broke, right? And even 2,000 years, 3,000 years, like who really experienced, how many people truly had comfort? And now I'm thinking about this is like, with the modern world, we have so many comforts.
Yeah, we're chasing it.
We're chasing them, right? Which in this question, I'm not saying that it literally is, it's almost a counter to be comfortable than faithful.
Yeah, 100%. It's not the same thing.
No.
At all. Like, not at all. And it makes me, when you say that, there's levels to comfort, obviously, right? If I grow up in a home where I only have wooden furniture and then I finally sit on something cloth one time. I'm like, this is comfortable, right? If I grow up in a space to where um only have a box spring as my mattress, then I finally sleep on a mattress that's on a bed on a frame, and I'm like, this is what comfortable look like. I don't have a blanket every night, and then I finally get to a place where I got like, there's levels to comfort, and I think
Yeah.
our world, I can only speak for the U.S., right, where we are currently, first world problems, where we're chasing comfort so bad that I just want to be comfortable. And it doesn't even really exist, right? If you ask me, outside of, physical comfort, making sure I'm sitting in a comfortable chair, things like that. But in life, comfort, in my humble opinion, has never gotten me where I want it to be. It's actually held me back so much anytime I was, oh yeah, I'm comfortable with that. And I'm like, I hate even using that word and that phrase. I want to be so uncomfortable. I want to be growth minded in every area. And man, this is bringing a lot to surface. This just tells me that I'm not in some areas,
Mm.
right? Which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is good. And now for the audience, right? We're looking at that like being faithful and comfortable, right? Where because faithful in your growth, in your improvement, in your wealth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Like
Hmm.
like faithful truly would mean walking blindfolded and trusting. That is not comfortable. It is never comfortable. So you have to transition into that belief that like, okay, I gotta be faithful with this.
Yeah.
You got it, big dog, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
literally out of our control.
Literally.
Literally out of your control. Like there's only so much you can do, but when you're
Yeah.
faithful, there and you're doing the thing, even though the results you have no control over.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
It's wild. That's wild. That makes me think about like our inheritance, right? When it comes to that, am I faithful with the things that I have that my parent, let's just say it for the average person out there and they're handed their dream amount of money. Does that make them comfortable or are they faithful with it? I mean, you tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
here's the question. What cycle in your family line are you either breaking or continuing right now? Whether or not you're trying to.
And I've said this, and I'm very public with this. I come from a very fortunate family. I did get an inheritance, but I can't prove it for a fact. But I believe that majority of my family that received it has not done the best with it. Right. So what I'm trying to break is I am trying to break the cycle of not being good stewards of inheritance. Right. And I generally speaking, this is like I even said it in front of my mom. My mom didn't multiply what she had. I don't believe a lot of people in my family multiplied what they were given. And for me, it's about multiplying what I was given. Right.
Hmm.
And that's why I understand that I have the safety net, but I've worked very hard and I've had my faithful and unfaithful moments with those dollars to multiply them because I realize that and there's in the book Random Walk Down Wall Street, sorry, The Millionaire Next Door, they talk. He says, you're better off coming from poverty than you are coming from wealth. And now I totally believe it. Right. Now, guys like myself that receive something and go out and work their ass off and commit and find ways to improve, we have a massive leg up. But I believe that it's a minority of people that are able to do that. And I want to share with this is that in my breaking my cycle, I believe it's only because of the Marine Corps.
Mm.
I had to go through that grind of like, you have to be better. Nobody here cares about money. Nobody here cares about where you came from. This is who you are and how good you are. I mean, again, removing the faith side for a second is that, or how faithful you are, but nobody cares what you have as well. I believe that's the only reason I was able to truly break that cycle because it forced me to disassociate from that wealth and I needed to become good.
Mm.
And now I'm breaking that cycle. I generally I don't know if I would be this way if I would have not joined the Marines, if I would not been through that grind. So I'm very thankful of it, and now I know it, and I'm aware, and I'm breaking this cycle. And I'm already thinking is that how do I make sure that my and you and I have spoken about this a lot. How do we make sure that our kids get a ton of money and keep it and multiply it?
Yeah.
Not just get, keep, and multiply. Is like man, it's a whole task. That most
Yeah.
people don't. Most people don't. That's
Yeah,
what I'm doing right
absolutely.
now. What about you?
Now, I love that, man. And you said it. Like, if I go out here and work my butt off with what I've been given, I'll have a leg up. But if I don't, I'm not. For me, I think the cycle that we're breaking up, and I think I've been breaking it. I mean, literally my whole life is, and for my family in particular, is just being like, we've always made more money than everybody else in our family. Right. Like always, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just being in those positions to be able to say, man, there's more out here. You're setting it up for our family. Like my nieces and nephews, like, oh, Auntie Candace and Uncle Mike are rich. Right? They just swear up and down we're
Because you're a
million
football player. Because you're a football player.
yeah, and they know me. I'm not right. Multi freaking, $100 million or something. I don't know why they think that. I'll take it. But that's the things that I'm breaking and making sure that my kids know more about money than I did. And my dad said it. We've talked about this. I've said it a couple times. That my dad said at one point, I taught you how to work hard. I never taught you about money. You learned that on your own, right? And you had to figure that thing out. I was like, yeah, absolutely. That's what we're breaking in our family for sure. On Candace's side too. So it's awesome. It's fun. It's different, right? Because we have a different type of expectation. A lot of people have that. I don't think you can make it. I don't think they're ever going to make it. My family's different. Whereas like, well, I know he will. And now I'm like, crap, I got to do it before they go. You know what I mean? To prove them right. You know what I mean? So getting to those levels, which is super cool.
And I'm assuming that that's like what the belief that you're passing down to them, that, the Whitakers can and will do it.
Oh, 100%.
Right. Is there any other beliefs that that you want to pass on to your kids?
Spiritual beliefs for sure. Right. And obviously I want them to love God, choose Christ for themselves, but I want to put them in position where they can see the need for him and why we have them and why we choose to serve, why we choose to do missionary work, why we choose to lead, why we choose to give back in communities, why we choose to teach if we're asked to, why we choose to do our business, why we choose to do all of the things for the sake of Christ and moving his name forward, right, for his glory. So that is definitely a thing that we'll pass on, right, for sure, so they can see. Because I've said it before to others that I don't know if I'd be a Christian if I just watched what other people do, but I got to see my parents actually live it, right, which is different. And I'm like, see, they got something different. I want that. Right. They actually have a relationship. It wasn't about things. It wasn't about money. It was about their connection with Christ and connection with God and living their life to the best. Giving like none other. I watched my parents buy a brand new couch or refrigerator or something. And somebody's like, oh man, we needed one of those. And they gave it away. Same day they got it. Insane. I was just like, and just what we do. And even meeting Candace when I first met her, like I'll give you the shirt off my back. Oh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, bro, you want it? Here you go. She's like, hey, I bought you that shirt. Right. But I'm just that guy. I love to give. Us in my heart. It doesn't hurt me if I got it and you need it. I'll give it. Right. So those are some of the things that we continue to hope to pass on for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm learning that from you because I want to pass that on to my kids and see what a relationship looks like. Right. Finding that I think the hardest part of the relationship, right, just to go into this a second, is that realizing how God is speaking to us. Because it's like, I realized that like, in a relationship, God, I don't hear God, right? We've spoken about this before. It's like realizing how he's speaking to us.
Yeah.
And it's really powerful. Now, because we want to go into, like, we're covering a bunch of things with the kingdom. And let's say in this, I'll ask it not in a business question, right? More on kingdom expansion, because you just covered it with your kids. Is it perfect? How do you know when someone is loyal to you versus loyal to the mission?
Man,
why does it matter?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'll start with the why it matters to me first, right? Because I don't want to lead people astray. If the mission is fire, whether I choose to do it or if the mission is right for you, is in purpose, is aligns, is what you believe, I don't want you, let's just say, heaven forbid, I decide to go a different way. If it's beyond, where I'm going is outside of your purpose, I want you to stay loyal to the mission. Yeah. Right. Just like Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ. If he's not following Christ, I'm not going to follow you. Right. Paul he's awesome dude, but if he's not doing what Christ would say do, then I don't want to follow that. And that's why it matters. Right. To me, is because I want you to be loyal when speaking of the kingdom. I want you to be loyal to who God is. I want you to be loyal to Christ, not to a man, because a man we mess up. Or a woman, we mess up, we screw it up, we have emotions, and the Bible says in Jeremiah that the heart is deceitfully wicked, so we shouldn't listen to it. So when people say follow your heart, that's the wrong thing to be doing anyway. We need to be following what the word says and what God placed in us right? On top of that, when we hear that, we're like, well, he says he'll give us the desires of our heart. No, that just means he will place the desire inside your heart for you to get after a thing, right? It doesn't mean I got a heart for a Bentley. It doesn't mean you can't have the Bentley. It just means he's going to give you the tools and the means to get to that thing first, to be a part of it. So I know people that want a Bentley and don't have a driver's license. Doesn't make any sense, right? Doesn't even watch the car that they have. Can't afford the car note that they got. All of the things like that. So that matters. So for me, the distinction is mission, especially when it comes to kingdom, is about God. When it comes to being loyal to somebody, it means you'll follow them even if they're wrong, and that's not good, right? And I don't want that for people with me. Oh, follow me as I'm following Christ. Follow me as I follow the system. Follow me as I'm headed in the right direction. If I'm ever swaying from where I'm supposed to be, you shouldn't be following me. You should be like, hey, Mike, that's off. Wait, you sure that aligns? You sure that's on point? Like, what are we doing? Hey, man, that's different than what the word says. That's different than what, right, our business said, whatever the case may be, and give me back. So that, to me, that's the major distinction. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I don't have much thoughts about it because I don't know. Takes back. I'm sure people are. I just haven't felt that people are following me or a mission, right? I don't think people are on a mission yet when it comes to faith, right? Which I'm working on creating that environment within my group that this is a faith mission and also business mission, right? There's time and place. Like we started with our group, we started praying after the meeting. It's like, hey, if you want to leave, you can leave. You don't want to participate, I don't care. But those of us that it matters, we need to do this also. And even like last weekend, we were at a friend's house and it was church time, and I separated myself because there was too much noise. And they're like, "Why do you leave?" I was like, "Because I need this. I don't want this. I need this." Right? If I don't get my time with, a spiritual leader, right? I'm not getting what I need. I'm not getting and it's part of my routine. It's part of what's helping me grow. So I'm working on creating that mission. So I don't know who's following me yet and who is following the mission. But you just gave me a good outline of like, okay, people that are like, don't just fall in line behind me, right? So it gives me that threshold to start seeing it and recognizing it,
Yeah.
That's where I'm at for sure.
That's good. That's good. I like that. It's a good space to be. And it allows you to curate a space to where you can create the culture from up front, right? Like, hey, I'm here just trying to create a space for us. I'm not perfect. Don't follow me. Follow Christ. I'm following this way. We're going this. This is what we're doing. It's a good, powerful thing to start. And even more powerful to continue.
And one thing you just said, right? Following Christ requires us to make a mistake. It's like we're not Christ. We're following Christ. It's like we get off track. But then when you're following the mission, we can all be off track and be like, "Whoa, we took the wrong turn." It's all good. Let's get back on track, But when people are like pushing us the wrong way and accepting us going, if they recognize it, then they're following the wrong person, right?
Yeah.
And we're following the wrong person.
Yeah.
Which fortunately, I know that you and I feel that we're in the right place.
Yeah, 100%. Otherwise, I'd have been gone. Right.
Yeah.
So no time for that, which is cool. All right. That makes me think about how in seasons we have to, make some decisions. Tell me, how do you stay obedient in a waiting season when everything around you tells you to move faster, pivot, do something different because it's not going your way? How do you stay? How do you stay obedient there and stick to it?
I believe that I stay obedient. Now that I'm understanding faith, it's been a matter of thinking whenever trusting God, right? Like it's like I'm working more on thinking, is this, I don't know if I'm making the right decision, but I'm thinking, God, I want to feel your presence in this. You tell me if this is good. And I don't know if I'm right, but that's how I'm handling. Because again, I've said it, I'm still not, I know that my spiritual ability to hear God and tell his messaging is not as clear. So that's why I'm just asking a lot more, because I want to be able to like, this is in line or not just feels right. Yeah. That's where I'm at in that.
Okay. Yeah. Now that's good. So I like that. Because you have to stay obedient to the last order that God gave you. Because if you don't do that thing, he's not going to give you the next. Right? Like it's just like a GPS doesn't tell you 3 or 4 turns up. You might have the map for it, but if I'm following the GPS and doing what it tells me my next move only until I've accomplished that move. Right? So I think the same way here, when we're in a waiting season, we're in a season of just trying to figure out or doing a routine and trying to get better and grow. Because the truth is we can't grow 300% overnight. You can only grow, otherwise it's not real. It's not real growth, right? Just
Right.
like money. Compound effect has a lot to do with it. Only time you start growing massively overnight is when you had years upon years of growing, right? And now everything's starting to hit. And then now you're making bigger and bigger leaps based on what life has been through. So when you're in this waiting season, the reason why you don't pivot, especially if you haven't done what the last thing you heard to do, right?
Sure.
It's this shiny object is always going to come up. The grass is always greener on the other side. There's always the next thing that could get you there faster or moving faster. We're in a microwave generation. We want everything right now at the drop of a dime. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. How can I make the most money fast as possible? How can I get to this? Everybody. And sure, we all would love that, right? Or who wouldn't? Hey, if you could drop it, hey, make this one move and now you got $1 million tomorrow. Of course, right? Who wouldn't do it? But that's just not the reality of how things work. We didn't get in our situation overnight, so we're not going to get out of where we are overnight neither, right? Well, a lot of times I think we're looking for a magician for a God versus an actual God. We want what's in his hands, but not the hand of God, right? So I have to stay in the season longer and do what he told me to do.
And you said, I think that not you said earlier this morning, you and I were in a call and they were talking about just doing that one thing, right? It's like we're trying to do all these other things. And the person that said it, obviously, I don't think that they're bad for it because clearly he's just realizing where that good point that like having all these good ideas is not useful. We just have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where like instead of moving around trying to find the right solution, it's like you may have the right solution already in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You want the Bentley? Maybe you already have the way to get it in your hands. You just got to apply it.
Yeah.
And it's how do you stay obedient with waiting?
I am very, very, very big on making daily, minute by minute, hour by hour, whatever I have to do, check-ins with God, right? It's like, man, all right, Lord, I ain't hear nothing different. I must be on the right path. Like, everything is telling me that I'm in the right space. I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, but that's okay, right? Like I told you earlier, I got the message. You're in the right lane. This is the fastest lane. It's just traffic. So stay to it. It's like stick with it, right? So getting those little tidbits, hearing his voice, knowing when it's God speaking to me to move and pivot and go about it a different way. It's always been a big deal for me. And then the next thing is I don't make a decision without talking to my guys and of course my lady, right? So of course we all want to pivot. Like I wonder if we should do this or go this route or do that, or man, I wonder if I can get closer to God if I do it this way, or man, is it really that I got to give up this? Do I really need to fast? Do I really need to read my Bible every day? Do I really need to cut out all these other things? Do I really need to, right? And when I find myself saying those things, it just means I'm trying to justify and stay in my own way, right? I want to do it my way to get closer to God versus what he's telling me to do. So it keeps me very, very, very self-reflective. I reflect a lot on my thoughts and what's being said and what am I moving. So that's how I stay obedient and don't move until I hear for sure. Like I'm like, all right, I believe I heard this, and then I go get some confirmation.
Yeah.
Right. Go.
Yeah. That's awesome because I'm learning to do that and especially this business is so awesome that we have our girls, right? That we have a great idea and it's like, what do you think? Should we do this? And they're like, yes or no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really like that. Yeah.
Did you think about this? It was like, no, I didn't. You're right. We're not doing it that way. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Which is super cool.
And that's another thing. Like that comes with the beauty of marrying brilliant women, right? If you don't marry a brilliant woman, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I mean, she should be very, very smart. And I don't even mean just book smart. I mean like street smart, have some wisdom about her, got some, able to reach down deep into her reservoir, got some friends, got some people, been somewhere. Like it matters. Your partner matters a whole lot. Right. And I remember it's my favorite thing about marriage in the Bible. It says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor, right? Obtains favor. When I realized that Candace was my favor, bro, I'm gonna listen to that, whatever. She's the favor. I think we talked about it maybe in passing before, where you can't even become an executive in a company if they don't like your wife.
Mm.
You don't make it to the senior levels of leadership in the military if they don't like your wife. Like you're going to be out. If you do make it and you skin in, you're going to be on the outskirts. They're not going to, right? Like it just is what it is. You're not, and I'm not saying you need those people, but we need people, right? So you just don't make it. There's never been has there ever been I'm not going to say never because I don't know history like that. Not very many presidents are single.
No.
Right? Like it may be 1, 2, or wife passed away later in life, but you need a good woman, right? A really good woman, a really smart woman, a woman that has some intuition, has some wisdom, and that carries so much weight. And we don't treat them like crap. I hate this thing on and this is my tangent for the second. I hate this man are the prize, women are the prize thing. Like we're both prizes. We're two different people. It's like comparing apples to oranges. I need her, she needs me, right? We cannot exist in this world without each other. Men and women, it just is what it is. I mean, we could technically exist. It wouldn't last long, right? Be a bunch of, it wouldn't last long. But
I'll say on that, a funny one that I saw is that like the entire gay community is depending on straight people to continue. I saw it and I was like, I mean, I'm just saying, it's got a point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a thought. Yeah. Cool.
All right, cool. Tell me this. What's the difference between someone who rebuilds stronger and someone who repeats the same collapse at a higher level?
Oh,
especially when it comes to kingdom, when it comes to building, what's the difference?
I think that they didn't realize that they had to hit rock bottom. They haven't hit rock bottom, right? And the rock bottom is very different for everybody. Like mine was so deep. I was like, free fall for years and pow. Other people, it's literally a stumble, right? So someone who rebuilds stronger, someone who just repeats the collapse, it's just like you haven't hit rock bottom. You just got to fail. It has to get way worse. And you make that call. Like you can make the decision rock bottom is right now, today, done, right? Because then you start realizing that like, okay, if you keep doing X, it's going to get worse. Eating, drinking, smoking, you just haven't hit rock bottom. You know, if you're looking at women, you know, following them on Instagram, something benign, literally at the end, at the first glance, totally benign. But if you're following one hot chick on your Instagram, slippery slope,
100%.
right? Slippery slope. Can they pop up? Can the algorithm throw you the thing? It's going to happen. But like we spoke a few weeks ago, it should be so apparent to your friends and your loved ones that it's like, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird, right? Yeah. It should be totally obvious. And people that keep making those same mistakes to hit rock bottom, it just that's making the same mistakes, they just haven't hit rock bottom. And it's so obvious to me now when you see people be like, pow, it's like, whoa, okay, that's bad. And you see then they may stumble a little more, but they're like, you can tell they're like clawing up and you start noticing it's like, okay, I don't want to slip again, but like I'm grabbing and you slip a little bit and it just becomes so apparent. The climb becomes so obvious. And I think that like, I see me having been in free fall for 6 years. And then like now I clawed for a few years. And now it feels like I'm running up, you know, it feels totally different. And that's kind of where, man, it kind of just hit me. It's like, that's kind of where when Think and Grow Rich, they talk that once you get it, you get it. And it's like, boom, there it is. Like, and that's probably how the wealthy feels like, oh, I got it. Or the people that have been married for 40 years, they're like, yeah, I'll go argue with my wife. No big deal. It's not going to fall apart. We're going to argue about it, about something, but there's no longer the avoidance. It's just, you know what rock bottom arguments look like, not a discussion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that would be it. Yeah, what about you?
That's good. It makes me think about when people repeat the same collapse, how in the military, sometimes they promote you out of a job to get rid of you. Right. You know how let's give them a lateral promotion to get rid of him because he or she's trash. Low key, they don't want to tell him that, but it makes, and then learning is not happening. So of course you're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to fall deeper into the trap. You're going to not know that that's rock bottom. If you're repeating the same thing, and in my opinion, it just means you're outward focus and not inward focus, not realizing that you and I are at the center of every last one of our problems. So now it's everybody else's fault. So that's why they never grow. Does that make sense? So
totally.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on that, man. So yeah.
Man, there you go.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm I'm a fan of this kingdom stuff, and we're gonna pivot on the next episodes. We have some other good stuff coming, and this was awesome, Mike. I love talking faith with you, and I think it's such a big part of success. And it's really great to say that, like, it's really all there in the Bible. Like, you could literally read no other book.
Yeah.
I'm generally convinced now that we only read other books to be able to understand the Bible. It's like you don't read other books. You don't read the Bible to understand the book. You read the book to understand the Bible.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like that's why we're doing this, and it's such a good connection. So, for everybody, make sure you like and follow. We're still here.
Thanks, bro.
See you guys next week.
Absolutely.